In this video, I'm zeroing in on the 5 potential stocks that would make a great addition to your portfolio, whether you're a seasoned investor or just getting started. Each of these companies is making waves backed by innovative strategies and recent breakthroughs. So grab your notepad and let's jump into the details of what make these picks stand out for July 2025. Hi, my name is Gautam, and on this channel, I talk about the stock market and achieving financial freedom with the power of options trading. So if you enjoy content that can help you retire early and achieve financial freedom, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with your friends and family. Also, if you are new to the options world or are simply looking for one-on-one guidance to help you shortcut years of trial and error and avoid costly mistakes, click on the coaching link below and I'll be honored to help you out. My first pick is Robinhood, and Robinhood is on its way to become a serious fintech contender. Trading around $94 today, it's up over 145% year to date, thanks to massive momentum from their James Bond style unveiling of tokenized versions of US stocks and ETFs and crypto feature rollout in Europe recently. Tokenization isn't a term many people outside the crypto community are familiar with. It's essentially the process of turning something into a digital token and securing it to the blockchain, which is the super secure digital ledger that can track ownership or transactions and cannot be tampered with. It's also the digital infrastructure that underpins the Bitcoin. This is a game changer, giving users 24/7 access to fractional trading and disrupting traditional broker models. Plus, their upcoming Q2 earnings on July 30th could push the stock even higher if growth numbers meet expectations. Looking at some fundamentals, Robinhood has a profit margin of almost 49%, which is absolutely fantastic. It's been beating earnings per share quarter over quarter, and the revenue and the earnings have been increasing steadily. Looking at analyst recommendations, we have quite a lot of greens, meaning buys and strong buys. And if you look at the analyst price targets, the average price target's about $74, and Robinhood's currently trading around $94.54 with the $110 on the high end. So there's still definitely some more room to the upside. Now let's pull up Robinhood's 6-month chart here on Thinkorswim. And as we can see, Robinhood is currently trading in between the top and the middle of the Bollinger Band. Also looking at the RSI is close to 71 right now. So if I were to try to get an entry into Robinhood, I'd focus on the middle of the Bollinger Band and try to sell some puts around this $84 strike price. My next pick is the undisputed AI leader, Nvidia. It made a new 52-week high today, trading around 164.42, and became the first company to hit that precious $4 trillion market cap, and with that, took the title of the most valuable company in the world. Analysts are calling this the beginning of an AI golden wave. Citi recently raised their price target to $190, citing unmatched demand for Nvidia's H100 and B200 AI chips, powering everything from ChatGPT to Tesla's Dojo. And despite potential tariff concerns under the current administration, Wall Street is still ultra bullish. Their data center revenue is exploding, up 427% year over year, and they continue to lead in GPU innovation with upcoming Blackwell architecture chips set to launch later this year. Looking at Nvidia's fundamentals, currently trade with a PE ratio of 52, which is pretty standard for the semiconductor, as the semiconductor industry has an average PE ratio about 53. Also looking at earnings per share, Nvidia's been beating earnings per share quarter over quarter, and revenue has been steadily increasing and looks pretty solid. Analyst recommendations continue to be solid green right here, light green and dark green, suggesting buys and strong buys. Nvidia's current price of $162.88 is slightly under the average price of $173 and a high price target of $250. Looking at Nvidia's 6-month chart, it's currently trading towards the top of the Bollinger Band, and you know what that means. Anytime a stock is trading close to the top of the Bollinger Band, it means that there is a pullback down the road. Now, obviously, Nvidia could continue to go higher over the next few days, but generally speaking, anytime a stock is close to the top of its Bollinger Band, we generally see a pullback soon. Given that it's trading around $163 right now, I see some support here at the $153 level, or there's some further support here, right here at the middle of the Bollinger Band at the $150 level. So I would sell some put options at those levels to get an entry in Nvidia. My next pick is SoFi Technologies. SoFi is gaining traction as a one-stop shop for digital banking. At close to $20 a share, it's rallied hard in the past few weeks and recently hit a 52-week high. What's fueling the momentum? Strong member growth, rising deposit inflows, and a pivot towards high margin lending and investing services. It's also gaining strong investor momentum following the launch of its private market investment funds that offer exposure to companies like OpenAI and SpaceX with minimum amounts as low as $10, democratizing access to typically exclusive assets. This move, along with plans to reintroduce crypto enabled services like global remittance and blockchain transfers later in 2025, has pushed the stock to the new highs. Investors are now eyeing SoFi's Q2 earnings on July 29th as the next major catalyst. To top all of that off, they also stand to benefit big time from Trump's Big Beautiful Bill, which was just passed over the weekend, which will force a lot of upcoming students to go to private lenders for their higher education needs. In fact, I just made a video on this subject recently. Click on the link above to check out that video. Looking at SoFi's fundamentals, SoFi is currently trading with a PE ratio of about 47. It's definitely higher for the financial services sector, but at the same time, for a growth company, it's still pretty good. Looking at earnings per share, SoFi has been beating earnings per share consistently, and the revenue and earnings have been rising consistently as well. On the analyst recommendations, we have some mixed reviews here, some strong buys and some hold ratings. Looking at the price targets, it's currently trading at the higher end of the range at $20.22. But I do believe with the upcoming earnings, if SoFi is able to satisfy analysts' expectations, that we could potentially see a $24 or a $25 new high made pretty soon. SoFi is currently at the top of its Bollinger Band. And if you look at the RSI is quite extended at 83. So again, there could be a potential pullback. Now, I don't believe that it would be a massive pullback, but if there is a pullback, I would use that as an opportunity to get back into SoFi. And looking at where SoFi is currently trading at, I see some support here at the $19 level, additional support at the $17.69 level, and then obviously you have the middle of the Bollinger Band at the 1660 level, which if you're trying to sell puts out 30 to 45 days, I would target that level. My next pick is Amazon, and Amazon is entering July with a bang. Their Prime Day event, July 8th through 11th, is expected to be the biggest ever, with projected sales surpassing $21 billion, a 60% increase over the last year. Now, I've heard some reports that the Prime Day got off to a slow start, but at the end of it all, if they are able to hit that 21 billion target, that's a 60% increase. That surge would be great for their top line revenue, but more importantly, it would also boost Prime memberships, which drive recurring revenue and cross-platform stickiness. Beyond e-commerce, Amazon Web Services remains a cash cow, and the company is investing heavily in AI infrastructure, including their internal large language models and services like AWS Bedrock. They're also rolling out AI-enhanced search features and Alexa improvements, signaling they're serious about competing in the generative AI space. Additionally, Amazon is also working on developing its own stablecoin, highlighting the mainstream acceptance of digital currency. Looking at Amazon's fundamentals, Amazon trades with a decent PE ratio of 36. And looking at earnings per share, it's been beating analysts' expectations quarter over quarter. Revenue and earnings have been pretty steady. And if we look at analyst recommendations, we have an overwhelming majority suggesting buy and strong buy for the Amazon stock. And looking at the 1-year price targets, Amazon's currently trading around 222. We have a high price target of 305 with an average price target of 241. So we absolutely have some more room towards the upside. Looking at Amazon's 6-month chart right here, it's in between the top and the middle of the Bollinger Band. And as you can see, the bands are pretty tight. And generally when the bands are so tight, it indicates a period of low volatility. And what ends up happening is we see a move either to the upside or to the downside. So hoping with earnings coming up that we see a move to the upside and Amazon hits that price target of $243 to $250. For those looking to get an entry into Amazon, the obvious next level of support is this $215 level, which is about $6 lower than the current price. If you'd like to target even a lower price point, I would go a little lower to the 210 strike price. So last but not least, my final pick for this video is AMD. Often overshadowed by Nvidia, but it's quietly becoming a major force in AI and data centers. Trading around 139, AMD just launched its Instinct MI350 chip series and complete AI rack systems at their Advancing AI event. 7 of the top AI firms, including OpenAI, Meta, Microsoft, and Tesla, are now using AMD chips, a huge validation of their ecosystem. They're gaining share in AI computing while also maintaining an edge in CPUs for gaming and enterprise. Melius Research upgraded the stock and raised its price target to $175, citing demand for AI accelerators and EPYC server chips. While the stock has pulled back slightly on tariff speculation, the long-term story remains intact. Watch closely for their upcoming earnings. Strong numbers could send AMD back towards all-time highs. Taking a peek into AMD's fundamentals, it does trade with a high PE ratio of 101, but looking at the earnings per share, it's been beating earnings per share consistently quarter over quarter, and revenue and earnings have also been increasing quite steadily. Looking at analyst recommendations, out of 50 analysts who reviewed the stock, 27 analysts have recommended a buy. So overall, we still have a pretty solid buy from the analysts. Looking at where it's currently trading, it's around 138.41 with an average price target of $132 and a high price target of $200. Again, if the upcoming earnings come in line with analyst expectations, we could see AMD shooting for the stars again. Looking at AMD's 6-month chart, it's currently trending more towards the middle of the Bollinger Band. It's in between the top and the middle, but more towards the middle of the Bollinger Band. And the 138 strike price is where it's at right now. The middle of the Bollinger Band is a strike price of about $132. So for those trying to get into AMD, I would try to target that 132 or maybe go a little lower to the 130 strike price and see if you can get an entry into AMD. So there you have it, 5 top stocks to buy or watch closely this July. Whether you're bullish on AI, fintech, or e-commerce, there's something for every type of investor. Which stock are you most excited about? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for updates. I'll see you in the next one.